seems like you fit in pretty well. You feel pretty comfortable. You feel like everything is falling in place very well for yourself.
Yeah, yeah. I think you know, like I said at the beginning of spring, it's just this spring was a lot about obviously competing and showing them who I am, but at the same time, like trying to get on the same page as the pitching coaches and the catchers, and kind of understand, um, what I look like when I'm right, and then what kind of adjustments that I make when things aren't going right, and kind of getting on the same page as the catchers. So I think it's been, each time out we're getting better. We're getting, every time in between starts now we're starting to get more specific in the bullpens. I think these guys are starting to learn me a little bit better, so it's been good.
As a guy, when you come in new to someplace, there's always a little bit of maybe discomfort, not discomfort, but uncertainty as to how everybody's going to receive you. Now that you've been here to make enough starts to kind of establish yourself, um, have you adjusted, feeling like part of everything?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the people have been great here. The staff, the players. We got a hungry group, and I think guys realized, pretty early on once I got here that I was, shared that hunger, and very excited to be here. So I think it's been great so far, and I continue to build. Look forward to continue to build the relationships from here on out.
Thank you, sir.
Thomas Harding, go ahead, Thomas.
Austin, was today's lineup against the Cubs something you had faced before? I mean, it looked like a pretty good regular season lineup, and how do you assess your performance in it?
Oh yeah, so I've obviously got some familiarity with most of these guys, facing them over the past couple of years. So I was really, really pleased with how I threw the ball today. Honestly, probably the happiest I've been coming out of an outing. Didn't really have my curveball today. Was facing a lineup of guys that have seen me multiple times. They know what I'm trying to do, and to be able to kind of navigate with some other pitches through, make pitches. I thought my other three pitches today were all, very, very good. So I was really happy with it.
As far as the pitch count is concerned, how high did you get up, and how much more was in you today?
I don't know exactly how high I got up. I would imagine probably in the 70s, but yeah, I felt good. I feel good. I feel ready to go. We'll get, I believe, one or two more starts down here, and be ready for LA or whenever my first start may be.
Hey, thank you very much.
Patrick Saunders, go ahead, Patrick.
Hey, Austin. Can you make a comparison on how you feel at this stage of spring training compared to maybe past camps? You're older now. You know yourself better. How do you feel you are at this stage compared to maybe some earlier camps?
Yeah, I mean, I think right now is probably the best I've ever been, just as a pitcher in general. Like you said, I mean, I'm getting older. I've been in the game a little bit longer now. I know exactly what kind of pitcher I am, my game plan, how I'm trying to attack when things don't go right. I mean, I'm pretty good at between starts now, being able to hammer down what went wrong or what I need to work on in the bullpen. So, it's been really exciting. I've worked hard to get to this point, and I feel like it's paying off, and we'll continue to try to get better. Listen to the guys here that might have new opinions and new philosophies that I haven't heard before, and try to take those and just continue to try to become a better pitcher.
All pitchers, well, not all, but most pitchers go into camp with a couple things they want to work on, be it a certain pitch they want to hone or quickness to the plate, whatever it might be. For you this spring, has there been any couple things that you have focused on? And if so, how have you done achieving that?
Yeah. I mean, from my last outing in my sim game to today, the bullpen a couple of days ago, we had worked on keeping my shoulders level. I tend to kind of get a little bit of a lean forward and start falling forward on the mound, and that was something that D. Scott was able to kind of see in my last bullpen, and we were able to make that change. And I was really good with that today, and that was kind of the plan today. Was like, let's take that delivery, let's repeat that delivery, and let's see how it goes. And it's the best I commanded my fastball. The changeup was the best it's been. My slider was, pretty much where I wanted it to most of the times. The curveball was hit or miss today, and you're going to have days like that where you don't have one or maybe even more than one, but as far as, my game plan these last 5 days of what I wanted to do this outing, I mean, I don't think I could have executed any better.
Great, thank you.
Nick Groke from The Athletic. Nick, go ahead.
Yeah, hey Austin. I know you obviously you have a strikeout in your game, but you're missing a lot of bats in spring. I'm kind of trying to gauge what that really means, because spring's a little different. Pitchers are working on stuff like Patrick said, but are you trying to strike people out in spring? Has that been a kind of happy accident? Is it just sort of the product of how you're, how good you're feeling?
I think it's a little bit of both, right? I mean, I'm executing pitches right now, so I'm putting myself in position to get strikeouts, and then, recognizing when I have those opportunities and taking my chance at it. As far as like becoming a strikeout pitcher, I definitely think I've, learned to miss more bats as I've gone on in the big leagues. I think a lot of that comes from, just the confidence of being here and having some success here. Really, but I mean, the number one thing is for me is when I got to the big leagues, I didn't trust my fastball. I just, didn't think that my fastball was good enough to get major league hitters out, and I was wrong. And I think last year kind of showed me that, and building, that confidence in that fastball has really just allowed me, I think, to start getting strikeouts, throwing 2-strike fastballs, just allowing me to sequence pitches differently, because I know that if I get into a spot where I have to throw a fastball, I'm confident that I can either throw it by you or I'm going to throw it into a spot where you're going to get weak contact. And a lot of that just comes, like I said, from just repetition and seeing yourself have success. I think it's a big thing, being able to throw a fastball and get it out with it, and believing that you can do that, and then, building on that.
Yeah, so is that one thing, is it the fastball specifically, is that a thing that translates really well from spring into the regular season when things change a little bit and it gets more on the line? Or, what are the, can you translate your spring experience to?
Yeah, I mean, I think the pitches that I'm getting strikeouts with in spring training are going to get strikeouts in the regular season, right? I think it's all about executing the pitches. Especially as a starter in spring, it's not like I'm pitching in the back half of the games, maybe facing guys that aren't going to be on the big league roster. I mean, I'm facing a lot of the regulars, and I'm attacking them how I would attack them in the regular season. And I mean, I've told you guys that before. Obviously we're out here working on stuff, but I'm working on having success, because that's the plan, is to have success. And so, trying to build that confidence up, we're going to do some things that may be a little bit different than I would do in the season. But, as far as spring training is about getting yourself physically ready, mentally ready, and having that confidence once opening day starts.
Yeah, I got you, man. That's a good way to put it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll go to Noah. Finish it up. Noah, go ahead.
Hey, Austin. Other than the curveball and your shoulders, how you were describing earlier, is there any specific other things that you don't think is quite opening day ready for you, and you plan on working in your next start or two?
Yeah, so now, I mean, this week in the bullpen, we'll probably have a bigger focus on trying to, figure out either via video or via feel, why was the curveball not great today? Maybe it was just a day where it wasn't great. Maybe there was something I was specifically doing wrong. But a lot of times that's how I'm going to approach it, is it's going to be a week-to-week basis, right? So I feel really good this week. I didn't, throw my curveball the way I wanted it to. So my next bullpen, we're going to work with a focus on the breaking ball and try to get that back, and then, have my next start and evaluate from there. And it's kind of just continuously building out throughout the season. There's going to be certain times where you're working on one thing, certain times where you're working on another. I don't think it kind of stays consistent. It's, sometimes you feel great with one pitch and not great with another. So we'll just continue to evaluate as I throw and make the adjustments from there.
And also, too, if I'm not mistaken, you are the first Rockies pitcher to have a plate appearance so far this spring, since you had the sacrifice earlier in the game. How did you feel it late, since you haven't had it in at bat since 2019?
Yeah, it's been a while. I felt good. Able to get the bunt down, which is, this time of year, which is, what we're trying to do. That's the main goal. So, and able to swing the bat and not get jammed. So, it's always a positive. Try to build from there.
Also, too, what's your opinion on the DH possibly coming as soon as next year with the new CBA, if it's in there?
Whatever's best for the players, really. If it creates more jobs and gives more guys opportunity to play in the big leagues, then I'm all for it.
Thank you very much.
Anything else, Tracy? Did you have another question?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. Forgot to lower the hand. We're all good. I think that's all we have, Austin.